Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Ruttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtagi. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 5, Narada's instructions on Srimad Bhagavatam, text 24. Te mai apeta kila chapalerbakehe. Te mai apeta kila chapalerbakehe. Dante drita kridanakenu vartini Chakru kripam yadyapi tulya darshanah Shushushamane munayolpa bhashini. Te, they, mai, unto me, apeta, not having undergone, akila, all kind of, chapale, proclivities, arbake, unto a boy, Dante, having controlled the senses, adrita kridanake, without being accustomed to sporting habits, anuvartini, obedient, chakruhu, did bestow, kripam, causeless mercy, yadyapi, although, tulya darshanaha, impartial by nature, shushrushamane, unto the faithful, munayaha, the muni, followers of the Vedanta, alpabhashini, one who does not speak more than required. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Although they were impartial by nature, those followers of Vedanta blessed me with their causeless mercy. As far as I was concerned, I was self-controlled and had no attachment for sports, even though I was a boy. In addition, I was not naughty and I did not speak more than required. Purport. In the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says, all the Vedas are searching after me. Lord Sri Chaitanya says that in the Vedas, the subject matter are only three, namely to establish the relation of the living entity with the personality of Godhead, perform the relative duties in devotional service, and thus achieve the ultimate goal, back to Godhead. As such, Vedantavadis, or followers of Vedanta, indicate the pure devotees of the personality of Godhead. Such Vedantavadis, or the Bhakti Vedantas, are impartial in distributing the transcendental knowledge of devotional service. To them, no one is enemy or friend, no one is educated or uneducated, no one is especially favorable and no one is unfavorable. The Bhakti Vedantas see that the people in general are wasting time in false sensuous things. Their business is to get the ignorant mass of people to re-establish the lost relationship with the personality of Godhead. By such endeavor, even the most forgotten soul is raised up to the sense of spiritual life, and thus being initiated by the Bhakti Vedantas, the people in general gradually progress on the path of transcendental realization. So the Vedantavadis initiated the boy even before he became self-controlled and was detached from childish sporting activities, etc. But before the initiation, the boy became more and more advanced in discipline, which is very essential for one who wishes to make progress in the line. In the system of Varnashrama Dharma, which is the beginning of actual human life, small boys after 5 years of age are sent to become brahmacharis at the Guru's ashram, when where these things are systematically taught to the boys, be they king's son or the son of ordinary citizen. The training was compulsory, not only to create good citizens of the state, but also to prepare each boy's future for spiritual realization. The irresponsible life of sense enjoyment was unknown to the children of followers of the Varnashrama system. The boy was even injected with spiritual acumen before being placed by the father in the womb of the mother. Both the father and mother were responsible for the boy's success in being liberated from the material bondage. This is the process of successful family planning. It is to beget children for complete perfection. Without being self-controlled, without being disciplined, and without being fully obedient, no one can become successful in following the instructions of the spiritual master. And without doing so, no one is able to go back to Godhead. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guruh Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschat Deshatarine Mancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah namo mahavadanyaya krishna prema pradayate krishnaya krishna chaitanya namne gauratvishe namah he krishna karuna sindhu dinabandho jagatpate gopesha gopika kanta radha kanta namostute tapta kanchana gaurangi radhe vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasa Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So it's a very nice shloka. It is part of Narad Muni's telling his own story to Vyasadev. So after he established or he explained how the bhakti, the subject matter of bhakti has to be delineated in the Vedic scriptures. So then after that, as a practical example, so Narad Muni is telling his own story. So here we see that a very important consideration of like association of pure devotees is mentioned. And even if we have association of pure devotees who are having costless mercy and they are impartial in distributing their mercy to everybody, but still there is an art of receiving the mercy from them. So that is also mentioned. And also, so as part of this art, like Narad Muni is telling that his particular disposition at that point in time, so he was not attached to sports, and he was not naughty, and he did not speak more than required. So these are all some of the nice things that are mentioned here. So in purport, Srila Prabhupada is mentioning, in Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says, all the Vedas are searching after me. So just today I happened to listen to Srila Prabhupada's class, something very similar or on this point, very, very touching point. So Prabhupada was mentioning, just like he was giving an example of a small child, crying, and so many people may give so many things, but the child may not stop crying. So because the child actually wants the mother, and once the mother comes, so immediately the child stops crying. So in the same way, like all the living entities, they are searching only after Krishna, and the hankering to attain Krishna is the core core feeling or the core purpose of every single living entity. And so only by attaining Krishna, so we will become completely satisfied. Till then, we will be keep on searching different things. So in this connection, Prabhupada actually cited an example of this one, the Saubhari Muni. Saubhari Muni was a great yogi, and he was performing tapasya underwater, and for many years, and physically his body had become old and things like that. So but then even underwater performing tapasya, he happened to see two fishes coupling, and he got the desire to also get married and things like that. So a yogi performing tapasya for many thousands of years, he just came out and he went to the king at that point in time. So there is one king by name Mandata. He was ruling, and he wanted, he went and straight away asked, like, I want to have a wife, to perform my religious duties. So and then the king saw that this guy is very old, and so like who will get married to him? So but then the thing is, in the Vedic system, a sadhu, he goes to anybody's house, and especially a king's place. So like if he begs for something, so that is the duty of the king to provide. So the kings are supposed to be, like, the dharma of the king is to be charitable. It's one of the very important dharma. It's in a general, like, everybody must be charitable, and especially for kings, it is very, very important. So we all know, in the case of Dasharatha and Lord Ram also, like, when Vishwamitra Muni came and he asked for the son, so he could not, like, it is not possible to say no to such requests. So, and it is quite unusual. Generally, it doesn't happen. So, in the Vedic system, like, nobody is there to exploit, and nobody is nobody unnecessarily try to exploit others. And people also don't go a step away from their words. So here, this sadhu actually came and he asked for like a wife, and then the Mandata, like, he thought that it is not good to say no to a sadhu, it becomes adharma, and at the same time how to avoid this situation. So he told that, okay, I have 50 daughters, and whoever likes you, like, I'm okay, they can get married. And he thought that, okay, this guy is so ugly, so nobody will like. So then because he is a yogi, he transformed himself to a beautiful man, and then all 50 of them got attracted to him. So he got married to all 50, and then he had a very nice family life after that. So but after some time, like, all that, a yogi can produce anything that he wants. He actually had the opulent, very, very opulent setup of another kingdom he made, and then he had 50 beautiful women as his wives, and then he had all sorts of material enjoyment, what we can think of. So but after some time of such enjoying of material life, so he thought that it is not satisfying me. That tapasya which I was doing, so that was very much nourishing and satisfying. So what am I doing? Where did I go? Like, where was I and where did I go? So and then he again resumes his tapasya back, actually. So this actually goes to say, it also corroborates this particular point. We may be searching for happiness in different things in this world, but actually only Krishna can satisfy us fully. No, there is no other thing which can satisfy us completely as much as Krishna can. So that is why it is mentioned that Savai Pumsam Parodharma Yato Bhakti Radokshaje Ahaitukiya Pratihataya Atma Suprasidati. So only that thing, no uninterrupted, unmotivated devotional service unto Krishna, only that can satisfy us completely. So anything else which is giving us satisfaction, so we keep on doing it, and after some time, no, the same product will not give us the same levels of satisfaction. So this is the truth of the world, and here Prabhupada is nicely mentioning it. All the Vedas are searching after me. No, Vedescha sarve rahameva vedya Vedanta krit vedaviteva chaham. So all the Vedas are searching after me. No, are searching after Krishna, and all the living entities are also searching after Krishna. Right? So nate viduswartha gatim hi Vishnu. So like Prahlad Maharaj tells to his father that people don't know the real swartha, the real self-interest actually lies in Krishna. So actually lies in realizing Krishna. So Lord Sri Chaitanya says that in the Vedas, the subject matter are only three, namely to establish the relation of the living entities with the personality of Godhead, perform the relative duties in devotional service, and thus achieve the ultimate goal back to Godhead. So in this connection, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur actually he gives a very wonderful book called Dashamula Tattva. So he mentions 10 distinct principles which are the subject matter of the Vedas. What is the subject matter of the Vedas? And first and foremost, he establishes the principle that the Vedas are the pramana. Vedas are, if at all you want to know the truth, so you need to consult Vedas. So that why Vedas have to be consulted, how Vedas are like indisputable authority. So he mentions, he establishes that particular thing in the first, this one. And then he talks about three distinct subject matters about Krishna. I'm not able to remember exactly. Anybody knows? Three distinct, this ones he mentions. It is okay. So I was just checking that thing sometime before. So Krishna is endowed with all energies. He is Shaktiman. Like Parasya Shaktir Vividaiva Shruyate. We have seen Prabhupada quoting this shloka many times. Like he has unlimited energies, and these energies are categorized as spiritual, marginal, and material energies. And then Krishna is the absolute truth. He is the absolute personality of Godhead. He is the absolute truth. So we have Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. How Krishna is that absolute truth? That is mentioned. And then Krishna is the reservoir of all pleasure. So these are the three things that is told about Krishna. So Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead, and Krishna has unlimited energies, and Krishna has Krishna can reciprocate with everyone uniquely in a different rasa. So he is Rasaraj. These three things are established about Krishna, and then three subjects are established about the living entity. So the living entity is part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. So the living entities are separated parts of the Supreme Lord, and the living entity can fall under Maya, and the living entity can recover his original position and become Krishna conscious. So these three things are mentioned. So now, like, how many it has become? So establishment of the Vedas as pramana, and then three things about Krishna. Krishna is the supreme absolute truth, and Krishna has unlimited energies, and Krishna has varieties of rasas. So like four it become, and then three about the living entity. The living entity is separated part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. So living entity can fall under Maya, and living entity can also become liberated, right? So this is tatastha. Tatastha means like, he is standing in the tata. He can get into the water and he can get into the land. So both the things, it is possible for him. So, and then the seven is over, right? So eighth one is the living entity and the material world are simultaneously one and different from the Supreme Lord. So it is one in the sense that it is energy of the Supreme Lord. The energy is non-different from energetic, and it is different, because like Supreme Lord is Supreme Lord and we are minute entity, right? So in this way, like this is 8 principles. This constitute the pramana and the sambandha of the living entity with the Supreme Lord. So, and then the ninth principle is the abhidaya, the process of executing devotional service, and 10th principle is prayojana, that is to attain the Supreme Lord, so or to attain Krishna prema. So like these 10, so like this very same thing which is mentioned here as the 3 subject matters. So Vedas itself is one subject matter, and then so 3 other subject matters it establishes: sambandha, abhidaya, and prayojana. And so this is very, very important. So when we understand our sambandha very nicely, Krishna mentions that iti matva bhajante mam. So like somebody who has understood the Vedic scriptures, somebody who has understood what the Vedas are talking about, and especially the sambandha gyan. So after that, if you ask him, so what are you supposed to do? What will you do now? So then he'll say, like, obviously, I have to do devotional service. I am part and parcel of Krishna. I am meant to serve Krishna. So I have to do devotional service. This will be very, very clear. If the understanding of the sambandha, if understanding of the Vedic literatures is clear, so then the next clear, this one that will come out is, I must render devotional service. Right? So, and why should I perform devotional service? So because, that is my original, job description. So we have many, many different job descriptions are there. So all of you are working in different companies. But original job description is to perform devotional service. That is Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atma Nivedanam. So this is our original job description. So we may be doing different jobs, but ultimately we have to give up all the jobs and come to this job. So like now or later, sometime we have to become. So at least after going back to Godhead, yahi karna padega. So I just remember this one that we had one senior devotee was there in Bangalore. Sometime back he passed away. So like His Grace Sachidulal Prabhu is a very nice disciple of, he is a personal servant of Tamal Krishna Maharaj, and very, very wonderful devotee. He used to guide us in the beginning days of Krishna consciousness. And we used to have a lot of reverence to him. And one day Padayatra party had come, and then the bulls were tied near the Jagannath temple. That's where we used to serve. And this devotee, he was going and playing with the bulls. And we were telling Prabhuji, like, of the senior devotee, like, no, आप ऐसा खेल रहे. So, like, you're playing like this. So then he told, अरे better सीख लो अभी, back to God जाके यही करना पड़ेगा. So like उधर गाय रहेगा, बैल रहेगा, खेलना पड़ेगा. So इधर ही सीख लो, उधर जाके यही करना है. So it was like quite a nice way of putting, so like after going back to Godhead, so we'll have to do Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam and things like that. So this is better we get nicely used to this. So after going back to Godhead, like we will not have the modern job descriptions. So now, so this sambandha, so once the sambandha is established, so the natural thing is, we would like to perform devotional service. And as such, Vedantavadis, the followers of Vedanta, indicate the pure devotees of the personality of Godhead. So why Prabhupada specifically mentions this? Because of late, Vedantavadis or Vedantist means, so the Mayavadis are the ones who are known as Vedantists. So because they have extensively spoken about Vedanta and they have given a lot of commentaries and things like that. So but that's not the case. So like even the Vaishnavas have extensive commentaries on the Vedanta Sutra. So like we have the Sri Vaishnavas like Ramanujacharyas, this one of Sri Bhashya is there, and Madhvacharya's commentary is there on Vedanta Sutra, and even our own Sampradaya, like the Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. So we also have by Baldev Vidyabhushan. So we also have a commentary on Vedanta Sutra. In fact, the Vaishnavas have more commentaries on Vedanta Sutras than the Mayavadis do. So, so also like, this is also a very important thing. The Vedanta Sutras are considered to be the like essence of all the Vedic literatures. You might have heard that Bhagavad Gita is considered to be the essence of all Vedic literatures. So there can be multiple essence also. So like all the Vedas, and the Vedas can be more nicely understood. The Vedas, the summary of all the Vedas, or the essential purpose of all the Vedas, is established in the Upanishads, and more clarity you can say. So, like now, if you see, the Vedic literatures, it will talk about if I want to live a material life, and then eventually I want to go to the spiritual path. So the material activities will be prescribed in such a way that it will point towards spiritual activities, right? And then Upanishads, they talk about exclusive spiritual activities. So now, somebody who understands Upanishads, he can actually tell about what is the purpose of the Vedas. Very easily he can tell about the purpose of Vedas. So otherwise people may get confused, like why this particular thing is, why this particular prescription is there. So they may not understand properly. So if we understand the end, or if we understand the goal, so then we will understand why we are supposed to do various different activities. And even more clarity we get from the Puranas. So the Puranas actually make it more simple, and then makes it very, very evident that the purpose of the Krishna consciousness is very nicely established. And then we get more clarity from Bhagavad Gita, which is the essence of all the Upanishads and all the Vedas. So we have this shloka: Sarva Upanishado Gavo Dogda Gopal Anandana Partha Vatsa Sudhir Bhokta. What is the last line? Sakrit Gita Amritam. Like something Krishna, this one, it is in the Gita Mahatmya. So basically, like if you make all the Upanishads as cow, and then if Krishna himself becomes the the cow herd, and then he milks that cow, so the essence that comes out of all the Vedas is the Gita. And even more clarity than Gita is present in the Vedanta Sutra, and the natural commentary of Vedanta Sutra is the Srimad Bhagavatam, right? So that is why Vedanta Sutra is considered to be the essence of all the Vedic literatures, and any bona fide sampradaya must have its own authorized commentary on the Vedanta Sutra. Otherwise, the sampradaya will not be considered to be like authentic. So the Gaudiya Vaishnavas, they didn't have commentary on Vedanta Sutra. So they thought that like Srimad Bhagavatam is the natural commentary given by the author himself. So, and we are relishing Srimad Bhagavatam, so why should we have another commentary? So no Acharya bothered to write any commentary on Vedanta Sutra, but they used to write commentary on Srimad Bhagavatam. So but at one point in time, the Gaudiya Vaishnavas were challenged. You're all unauthorized people, and creating some kind of disturbance in the society by the way of sentimental dancing and chanting and things like that. So this is right from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's time. This criticism is there. So these people are unintelligent people, sentimental people, and as I they will simply doing dancing and kirtan. So but then at that point in time, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, so one very great personality in our line. So he was quite old, and he was asked about this. So can you write a commentary? So but then he deputed his disciple Baldev Vidyabhushan to do this job, and it was given very, very short time was given to establish this. And Baldev Vidyabhushan, so he went and prayed to Govinda Dev, and to rescue this very glorious parampara's reputation. And Govinda Dev himself personally dictated this commentary, and that is why it is called Govinda Bhashya. So ideally speaking, the Vedantavadis means in Bhagavad Gita itself, Krishna mentions that Vedescha Sarmer Ahameva Vedya, Vedanta Krit Veda Viteva Chaham. So Krishna himself mentions the Vedanta, or end of the Vedas, or the ultimate point of search, where does your search stops, so till the time you find the result, find whatever you are searching for, so that is where it stops. You take bubble sort or any search, you put any algorithm, finally what you want, if you find that there only the search actually stops. And Vedanta means ultimate place where the search stops. The Vedanta is knowledge, and knowledge, you receive knowledge to find out something. And what is that you want to find out? It is to find out Krishna. And those people who are fully engaged in service of Krishna, so they are the Vedantists, ideally. Not that those people who are engaged in the service of I cannot say like no whether service or contemplation or this one absorbed in thought of Brahman. So they cannot be considered to be Vedantists. So because no vadantita tattva vidas tattva mijnanam advayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavan iti sabdhyate. So like Prabhupada always mentions that Bhagavan is the last word in the Vedic understanding, right? So in that way, like one who has reached Bhagavan, one who has reached the understanding of Bhagavan, and if he has reached the understanding of Bhagavan, what he will be doing? He'll be bhajante mam, iti madhva bhajante mam. So like, he will be engaged in bhajan. So that is the Vedantists. So like ideally speaking, the pure devotees of the Lord, so they are considered to be Vedantists and not the people who are deliberating on Brahman or Paramatma, or not to speak of people who are on the material consciousness. So such Vedantavadis or the Bhakti Vedantas are impartial in distributing the transcendental knowledge of devotional service. Why is Prabhupada bringing about this topic of impartial? So we will see that. So to them, no one is enemy or friend, no one is educated or uneducated, no one is especially favorable or unfavorable. The Bhakti Vedantas see that people in general are wasting time in false sensuous things. Their business is to get the ignorant mass of people to re-establish the lost relationship with the personality of Godhead. By such endeavor, even the most forgotten soul is raised up to the sense of spiritual life, and thus being initiated by the Bhakti Vedantas, the people in general gradually progress on the path of transcendental realization. So the Vedantavadis initiated the boy even before the boy became self-controlled and was detached from childish sporting, etc. So this is the point. So the Bhakti Vedantis, they were not partial. They are impartial in distributing the transcendental knowledge. But still, they chose this boy to deliver the transcendental knowledge. So why is it that? So they are impartial, so they should be delivering to everybody. So like the boy's mother was there, they didn't teach to the mother, and so many other people may be there around. So but they did not got this kind of transcendental knowledge. Only Narada got. So why is it so? That means they are partial, right? Huh? Why? Yeah. Very sincere and very attentive in hearing, yeah? Art of receiving mercy. So that is also mentioned in this one itself. So Prabhupada actually brings about that in some time. So but there is nice bhajan is there of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, that Bodo Sukar Kabur guy. So in that bhajan, if you see, it is mentioned that Shraddha Mulya Shuddha Naam Sehatete Bikai. That means if you pay the price of Shraddha, if you pay the price of faith, so then you will get. And then later on in the same bhajan it is mentioned Jati Dana Vidya Bala Na Kare Apeksha. So that means, so your qualification of Jati, Dana, wealth, Vidya, your education, Bala, your physical strength. All these different things are not considered. You may be a very well-educated person, or you may be a uneducated person. You may come from a very, very cultured family, uncultured family. So these things are not the consideration. What is the consideration? Consideration is of faith. So whoever invests faith, that means partiality is there. So like adhikari deke daro, adhikari deke beche daro kashi. Like Nityananda Prabhu has opened this marketplace, and then he is seeing the adhikar of people. And how much adhikar the person is having, that much of holy name he is actually delivering, or that quality of holy name is actually delivering, right? So he is actually considering, actually the partiality is there, or actually the evaluation is there in terms of faith, not in terms of any other consideration, not in terms of any of the material consideration, or even on the spiritual consideration. Spiritual consideration is what? What is spiritual consideration? What is the spiritual parameter that has been checked for checking the advancement of a person? Jnana Vairagya. Even that spiritual consideration is also not there. How much you have become detached from matter and how much you are attached to Krishna. So even that is also not given consideration. Only consideration is the faith. Faith means what? If I perform something called bhakti is being distributed here. If I perform that, my life will be successful. So this much of faith is there, that is sufficient. Then he becomes a qualified candidate to receive the mercy. So here the like the child Narada, so he was not having spiritual elevation, he was not having like material no position also, but then he had simple faith. Whenever these Bhakti Vedantists used to perform their bhajan, whenever they used to discuss about Krishna or perform kirtan, he would faithfully listen to all of them. So that is the one quality that this boy was having. And also like he was not naughty and he did not speak more. So these are all other qualities in mode of goodness, so which is conducive, which is very, very favorable, along with this primary quality of having faith, in the process of Krishna consciousness, right? So, but before the initiation, the boy became more and more advanced in discipline, which is very essential for one who wishes to make progress in the line. So now we generally see that when a devotee comes to ISKCON, so he is first taught the chanting, and then he is brought to 16 rounds, and all the things are taught to the boy. So then after that he is told that, okay, now you can go for initiation. No, after initiation, what should I do? Same thing you are supposed to do. अरे like no, सब कुछ तो पहले सीख लिया ना. No, अभी initiation में क्या करेंगे? So like no, what is the new thing that I am going to do after initiation? No. So this is sometimes the question actually comes. So this is if you see, there are two kinds of active action that actually happens when we start the process of Krishna consciousness. Shanvatam swakata Krishna Punya Shavana Kirtana Hridayantasto hi abhadrani vidunoti suhrit satam. So when we start practicing Krishna consciousness, so two-prong effect actually happens. So one is the purification of heart, and once the heart is purified, so then attachment, like more and more deeper attachment to the holy name and Bhagavatam, so this arises. So now we see that before even accepting into the culture, so this happens like the Anartha Nivritti and the progressive attachment happens after the Bhajana Kriya, so that is initiation. So even before that, like this first an initial level of culturing is very, very essential. So the culturing is the culturing also comes from the same spiritual practices. So once a person is sufficiently, he is practiced chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, and then he is sufficiently taking, he has been trained in the process of studying Srimad Bhagavatam and performing various devotional service. So then he can actually accept a bona fide spiritual master. So why should he accept a bona fide spiritual master? Because he has to render devotional service in order to attain the Lord. And devotional service means like we know devotional service. What is devotional service? Like Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam and all these things. So like these things though already written in the books, so we can just simply doing it, and already like I'm doing it also. So but then the devotional service is legitimately distributed by the Lord. Just like you are you are a personality, and then somebody comes and tries to serve you, saying that Prabhuji, I made Karela sabji for you, and then you say like, I don't like it, so but then I made it for you, it is a service, you should accept it. So it will not work like that. So they should check with you like what is and then you should tell now I want this. So in the same way, like devotional service means it is distributed by Krishna, and it is distributed wholesale. It is the whole franchisee is given to like Baladev, and then Baladev distributes that in the parampara. So anybody who's connected in the parampara, in a bona fide way, so they get the authorized distribution of that service. And when we go and receive an instruction from such a bona fide spiritual master, which is already you may be doing that 16 rounds and 4 regulative principles and things like that. But when we get an instruction from a bona fide personality that you do this, so then that becomes an authorized service. So then we perform that service to please that personality. So then that actually makes a like very powerful and profound impact in the life of a disciple. So in that way, like the culturing is already done, and then he's already made sufficient advancement in the discipline, and then which is very, very essential to make progress in spiritual life, and then he's initiated. And it is mentioned in the system of Varnashrama Dharma, which is the beginning of actual human life. Even small boys after 5 years of age are sent to become brahmacharis at Guru's ashram, when these things are where these things are systematically taught to the boys, be they be king's sons or ordinary citizens. No, the training was compulsory, not only to create good citizens of state, but also to prepare each boy's future life for spiritual realization. So this is something which Arjuna also had concern in the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita. He was mentioning that Varna Shankaras will get created, and if Varna Shankaras are created, the society will become very, very chaotic. No, so this is for this purpose the Varnashrama system is very essential. So if Varnashrama system is there, the proper culturing is there. So then, everybody is programmed, or everybody is trained in a way that your ultimate goal is to go back to Godhead. And for that, right now you are attached with material things and you have to become detached. And for that you have to perform the material activities according to the Varnashrama Dharma. So then gradually you will become purified of heart and you will go back to Godhead. And so the modern system is like training in sense gratification. And sometimes it is mentioned that sense gratification doesn't require training. No, ऐसा ही करते हैं लोग. So like पैदा होते से so the child is looking for food and various things. So sense gratification is natural for the living entity. So but then how to do that sense gratification in a proper way so that we'll become detached from sense gratification, right? So that is very essential. That culturing is very essential. So the Varnashram system very nicely prepares like a student like how not to be behind sense gratification. So even now we see that the sense gratification is what is talked about and which is highlighted and things like that. And then people also get into relationships thinking that I will enjoy my life very nicely, but then what amount of happiness a Vedic couple would have, so the modern day couple is not having. So why? So their aim is sense gratification and they came together for sense gratification. And why they are not able to do sense gratification? Because it is always told that only by sacrifice and only by tolerance and sacrifice, and only by the mood of service, we can actually keep any relationship strong. If there's the conception of the whole idea of the relationship itself is I want to gratify my senses, we can immediately understand it is within few years it will get into divorce. So that is the thing that will happen actually. So any relationship which is not based on service and sacrifice, it is not going to last and it is not going to give any satisfaction at all. So here we see that the boys were nicely trained, and that is why the Vedic marriages used to stay for whole life. And people used to even tell that even if I have to take birth again, if at all I am not purified and I am not going to go back to Godhead, so I wish to get the same spouse, same husband or wife, and then I would like to serve the same person, one more term. So if you ask Kali Yuga, ye chala gaya to acha hai. So bahut parishan hai, and it is very difficult. Why? Because the relationship is based on sense gratification. If the same relationship is trained based on service and sacrifice and for ultimate attainment of the Supreme Lord, so then people would live nicely. So this is a very, very essential thing. So the brahmacharis are nicely trained on the platform of service, and some would take Naishtika brahmacharya. So we would like to simply serve the Lord and continue in this way, and some would like to get into the Grahastha ashram. So with an idea of renouncing at a certain point in time, right? So one senior devotee was mentioning that Grahastha ashram is an agreement to renounce after 25 years. So on the day of marriage, he actually writes that after 25 years, I will renounce. So that is the agreement with which a Grahastha enters into his Grahastha life. So, and then this training is very, very essential. And the irresponsible life of sense enjoyment was unknown to the children of the followers of Varnashrama system. The boy was even injected with the spiritual acumen before being placed by the father in the womb of mother. So that is Garbhadan Samskar. It is very, very essential. And it is a great service to the society. 80-90% of the boys also will get married. So it is very great responsibility that we should create good population. And the good population, the whole world is doing the very same thing which Arjuna was terrified about, creating Varnashankaras. And at least the devotees should take up the job of creating the responsible population. And devotees also should take up the job of populating sufficiently. At least everybody should have 5 to 10 children. In fact, in the Vedic times, like if a girl would receive a blessings, in Tamil, we call as, you will have 16 children and the girl would become very, very happy, So that's like very nice blessings, So, but in Kali Yuga, like the thing is, completely reversed, it is also partially because of how will we take care of the family? Each child means each child will cost a lot. We have to send the child to school. We have to pay for, so many different things and things like that. So, but then the Varnashrama system, if you see, each child is an asset. And this one, now it is year end, I'm doing the balance sheet finalization, so I'm getting the asset and liability into mind actually. So in the Vedic system, each child is considered to be an asset, and in the modern system, each child is considered to be a liability. So more the children, more the liability. So in that way, so more the children, more the liability. So but in the Vedic system, so more the children, they will plow the field or they will do some worthwhile thing, and then family ka income is increased. And nowadays, you see the child is sent to the school, and wo school mein jo padha kabhi kaam ka nahi aayega. And the parents are struggling hard to pay the school fees. And you yourself see how many of you are utilizing all the things that you have studied in the school. You are not utilizing maximum of the things. It is simply waste of money, simply waste of time, right? So, this is something that needs to be, pondered about. So, the Varnashrama system, people were, very happy producing many children, and, they were nicely training them, and the society was very nicely, peaceful, and, the overall, especially just one of our brahmacharis, now Dinabandhu, so he was telling that recently they were building a house. And it was a shock for him that they have to pay for the mason. So I told it is normal thing. In my childhood I have seen that if somebody wants to build a house, the neighbor will come, this person will come, chalo, maybe haath laga deta hu, I will do something and things like that. So whole thing, we never used to have the concept of paying for things, So people used to help in this way, This was the Varnashrama system, the Vedic culture. So now everything, if I want to think of doing something, isko kitna lagega, So that was not at all there in the Vedic system, So and somebody would help, and out of this one, so you are a farmer, you have some grains, and you become happy, you did some help to me, take 2 kg chawal leke jao. And so, and it was so nicely, give and take was there. So this concept of isko kitna lagega, usko kitna lagega, that was not there at all, in the Vedic system. So it was such a nice system where everybody was trained in the culture of service, and they knew that it is not they are foolish, actually they are very, very wise. If I do service, to another person, I am going to get punya. If I get punya, and lot of wealth and things is going to come to me, right? So they very nicely know what is the way to actually make money. So nowadays people keep accumulating, and then finally if you ask okay, you have accumulated for 20 years, now are you ready for retirement? No, abhi bhi sufficient nahi hai. So but in the Vedic system you see people are so very, very really bindas life they used to live, very happy life they used to live, right? So I'm just canvassing for Varnashrama. So all of you should so all of you should try to see that either you become a brahmachari and preach in the city, or you become a preacher, grahastha preacher in the city, and become full-time grahastha, or you go to some Varnashrama community and live proper dharmic life over there, right? So this is the this one, and we also are planning to set up one. So we are trying to do the analysis and things like that. I don't know when it will happen. So but this is what we are supposed to do, right? So in this way we see that the father and mother were responsible for the boy's success in being liberated from material bondage. This is the process of successful family planning. It is to beget children for complete perfection. Without being self-controlled, without being disciplined, and without being fully obedient, no one can become successful in following the instruction of spiritual master, and without doing so, no one is able to go back to Godhead. Okay, so I just pause here. Any quick questions or comments we can take, and then we can close. Hare Krishna. Yes, Pawan. Your song you mentioning like the Bhakti Vedanta. There it talks about like having to the commission and purchase. What is it? What is that commission it talks about? Shraddha Mulya, Shuddha Naam, Seha Tede Bekar. Shraddha Mulya. It tells that. People also get a commission. Dasturi Laivami. Yeah. So commission is that if you introduce another person, like if he purchases the holy name, based on his faith, so you will also get this one. One is you put in the faith, another is you introduce another person to the process. So like that is why the preaching is considered to be a very, very powerful mechanism to, like a powerful sadhana to advance in Krishna consciousness. So more you enlighten or more you facilitate other souls, wandering souls to get connected to Krishna, so that much Krishna will give you special mercy. If you don't preach, then jitna faith aapka hai utna leke jao, zyada mat mango. So but if you preach, you will get more mercy. Like that.
My question is, Prabhuji, you mentioned about jnana and vairagya. So at one point of time, everybody experienced that, jnana and vairagya. And even after hearing and chanting, it goes and revive like that.
So occasional occurrence of jnana vairagya is not to be considered as the jnana vairagya. So that which is constantly there, that is what is what you have acquired. So that which is just like in the kirtan you nicely jump, so you are able to reach the ceiling, but that's not your normal height, So that is like when you jump, you will be able to touch that, but all the time you cannot touch that. Now if you raise your hand, you will not be able to touch it. So but some level you will be able to raise your hand, right? So that is your normal jnana vairagya. So at least you don't like to go to a non-vegetarian hotel and eat, or even vegetarian hotel and eat. So vairagya, some level of vairagya is there. So that is not going away from you, But then certain other, quantities of vairagya is not. Sometimes it occurs and sometimes it doesn't occur. So that's like jumping in the kirtan. You will come down. So after some time you will grow up and you will be able to stay in that state, forever. Thank you, sir. Anything else? Okay, so devotees can share some few points and then we have some important announcements. We'll do that. If somebody can make this work, this.
Thank you for this wonderful class. You make one point that only Krishna can satisfy us. People are looking for Krishna, but they don't know what they're looking for. So when we do preaching and when people come to the know that Krishna is there, so they get full satisfaction.
Yes. It's on.
One point I took was around practicing for whatever you do when you go back to God. So keep doing something.
Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thanks for the class. You made this point to become powerful and profound impact in our advancement of the spiritual life will be depend upon how we will follow the instruction of spiritual master. Basic will be there, chanting, like this and all things, but what instruction we are following, it makes us to advance in the spiritual life. That's one thing.
Yes.
And same tolerance, sacrifice and mode of service will establish our nice relationship and stuff.
Whether it be with Krishna or with other fellow devotees, so this will be the logic, the sacrifice and service.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Prabhuji. So here in this shloka also it's mentioned what are that qualities to have to receive causeless mercy. So one of the 3 points it's mentioned by Narad Muni that we should have the interest to know and to understand things and not have interest in sportive activities, not speaking more than required. One more thing is
Naughty.
naughty, yes. We should not be naughty, like uh, troubling others, irritating others. So we should not have these qualities. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you for the class. I just attended the last 10 minutes, so I could only make out that the importance of Varnashram Dharma and how we need to break and segment our life. And most important thing is that when you are taking any of the ashram, it should be centered around Lord Krishna and the devotion and service towards him.
किसको पास कर रहे पता नहीं, पास किया जाए.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you for the nice class. Prabhuji, it was very nice that how you prove the association is very important. But also in association we need to have the quality to receive the mercy. If we are getting the association and we are not utilizing it properly, then it's our fault.
वो आंता.
Single press release.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you for the wonderful class. So I had a doubt regarding this Varnashram system. So Brahmanas anyways, like ISKCON is a Brahmanical society only, so we have a lot of Brahmanas. Vaishyas, they are doing their business, only thing is they need to learn a little bit more ethics and morality. So they will also be doing their occupation duty very nicely. Shudras are anyways more in number in Kali Yuga, all are Shudras only prevalent. Now only doubt is regarding Kshatriyas, so how we can generate Kshatriyas for this Varnashram society. So if there is a farmland community, Vaishyas are flowing, Brahmanas are doing Patan, Yajan, Dan, Pratigya, all these things. Shudras are assisting Brahmanas and Vaishyas. Then how we can create Kshatriyas who can...
Always there will be administration. Administration will be there. Land is there, and two Vaishyas have land. And you know, किधर है हमारा boundary? किधर जाएंगे वो? Kshatriya should be there, like no, who will, no, this one. And then somebody comes from outside to disturb. No, who will protect? So that is also necessary.
But then that will also mean to create our own Kshatriya means administrator king will be there. Then his army also should be there.
Yeah, it will all, see, even if you make us, like in ISKCON also, if you see, we have our policies of conflict resolution and handling disputes and things like that. So our own systems we have. And then if you go to the government, if you go to the police or any incident that happens, if you go to the police, so they will say like, okay, what you have done, So, and if the organization has a particular way of handling that particular case, so then even they will appreciate, So you are doing our job, it is nice. Like even the king, even the government, how much they will be able to do. So they expect, right from small family to small association and this one, like to have their own unit of administration, right? So that administration should cooperate with the ultimate, like the country's administration and things like that. So even a village, like you may form a panchayat over there, and that will have its administration, right? So so administration is there. Without administration, how will you deal with men, money, property, and stuff like that? Administration is necessary.
Yes, bro, but like administration, like what Prabhupada mentioned was that it should be independent of the outside influence of the government.
No. See, till the time we are there within the system, till the time we are under somebody else's rule, so we have to be a subservient of them. So if the government says you cannot chant, we will oppose. But if the government says you just pay 18% tax, it is not affecting Krishna conscious principle, so we don't object that. We don't object that. In fact, you are supposed to follow. So the dharmic rules is you can only reject a lower rule only if it comes in conflict with a higher rule. No, otherwise you are expected to follow the lower rule. So now you cannot say like, no, I am Krishna conscious devotee, I will not follow traffic rule. No, red signal hai tabhi jaunga main. No. So but where is it coming in conflict with your execution of Krishna consciousness? No, it is not coming in conflict. Then if you no, though it is made by an imperfect government, no, who are not following Manu Samhita and things like that, but still they are in power and they have formed a rule, and if you go against the rule, it is called adharma. No, so though it is not a scriptural rule, but still if you go against it, it is called adharma. So because it is a rule that you are subjected to, and it is not in conflict with the higher principle, you don't have the right to reject it. Like that.
So like we are not supposed to actually employ all the Manu Samhita's that laws and codes which are given, like taxes 18% may not be the case for each and everyone. So
that's okay. Like no, but still this has to be followed. Has to be followed. So like which principle is non-flexible and which principle is flexible. So that also we need to know. So that you will know from the Acharya. And Srila Prabhupada has given elaborate description of how you should be law-abiding citizen of a country and things like that. Yeah.
And regarding last thing, so Prabhupada also mentioned that our currency should be gold-based currency. It should be based on gold. So if that Varnashram system is formed, then naturally, if we are not dealing with outsiders, then there is no question of currency. Inside it will be gold currency only. But if some case, if like there is opposition from the outside that you can't create your own economy based on gold, we need to accept.
No, nobody will say that. Nobody will say that. If you are within your system, you are making your own barter system, your own way of this one. So it doesn't matter. Like when you interact with the outside world, you have to transact in that particular money. So you will have your own exchange inside. So that's fine. That's particularly fine. You go to, now you see like, people are giving gift coupon, right? So that's their own economy. You give this gift coupon, you will get this one. You purchase this, you will get this coupon and you can exchange that coupon. And so it's like, to some extent, they have created in their own parallel this one. So that's okay. That's okay.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you for the class. Prabhu, I like the point that you mentioned that after seeing the Adhikar, Nityananda Prabhu was giving the quality of Purina. So we have to also become Adhikari. Then
Hare Krishna. ठीक है. We'll stand. अंतर्राष्ट्रीय श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, गौर भक्त वृंद की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय.